Sorry for the technical difficulties. So I want to cover really three things, right, in my 7 minutes. The first one is why an advisor? Hear that a lot. Second, why me? And thirdly, what's a good referral? So those are the three things I want to cover with you, and then bring you in on some news. Okay, so why use a travel advisor? By the way, that's my dog Bruno, and the company's name and his dog Travel, hence my pooch. So how many here would plan a wonderful night out all on ChatGPT? Big restaurant, pick where to go, never call a restaurant, never see if it's open, not check the menu, right? Most of us probably would not. I see some hands up, we'll talk later. So, the reality of it, why would you do the same thing to plan a Southern Mediterranean getaway, right? ChatGPT absolutely has its role. But you want to talk to some people who have actually been there, who know the city, who know firsthand what to do. The other thing is, you do your research, you get a couple of options, and you call an 800 number. You get a lot of great information. You have some follow-up questions. You call that 800 number again, and you start all over again. And if you have 3 or 4 options, well, that's 3 or 4 800 numbers. So personal interaction and advisor takes us from the beginning to you when you get home. Then lastly, the opportunity cost of 40. What does that mean? So my company, Cruise Planners, has done some research. The average traveler, average, it's take it for what it's worth, spend about 40 hours a week doing their research for travel. Think of 40 hours, and they still end up with 2 to 3 options. So after 40 hours, you have 2 or 3 options, and what are you gonna do? You're back to 1-800-PLEASE-HOPE. So why use a travel advisor? You can talk to somebody live, you can give them some ideas, they can do some research, help you narrow it down. So if I convince you want to use an advisor, then why refer to me? So here I'm going to take a little bit of detour. I want to talk a little bit about my work experience. So I spent 25 years as a consultant, 15 of those as a partner. I started as a manager, moved up to a senior manager. After a few years as a senior manager, you get what's called partner track. And what that really is a weeding out process. Over a period of time, the partners look at you and they decide whether you have certain attributes that they want. And for the most part, these are the attributes that they're looking for. They want the ability to build a long-term relationship. You gotta excel at listening and adapting to needs, right? Emotional intelligence, right? Client's hair's on fire, they're in trouble, they're nervous, you can't portray that back to them. And then ultimately operate with ethics and trustworthiness. So I spent 25 years honing these skills. So when your neighbor or family or loved one says, hey, I really would like to talk to someone and talk about my vacation, you can rest assured that these are the skill sets that I'm going to use to not only listen, but to really foster a perfect vacation for them. I spent, again, 25 years working with Fortune 100 executives, understanding and solving their global issues. So those are the same skill sets that I will bring to bear. So that's why refer me. Lastly, well, I've convinced you, all right, an advisor makes sense. You seem like a decent Joe. What's a good referral? Well, for starters, let's go with the basics. They want a vacation, right? You need someone who really, as we would like to say, is an addressable market. They want to do something. Secondly, there's a travel budget involved, and I want to talk a little bit about that because we are also attuned to travel industry being the airline industry, where you book a flight, that flight could be 10 months from now, money is due now, in full, right? Typically non-refundable. They get your money and they want to give it back. They're an anomaly in the travel industry. The travel industry works very differently. So let's say you're going to take a trip in February 2027. Well, you put a refundable deposit now, and you have 90 to 120 days before final payment is due. That means for that February winter getaway, you're really making your final payment around November, December, which is a very different model. So travel budget is important, but keep that in mind. Values their time. Yes, if you really want to, you can do this on the internet. If That's what you want to do. But there are other aspects of valuing your time. We all worry. Here comes Black Friday, right? We all worry we're going to make a purchase. It's going to be less expensive on Black Friday. Am I getting the best deal? Well, the systems like cruise planners, once you book, always checks your fare with the prevailing rate. So if you're holding a booking and suddenly that booking drops by a couple $100, I get an email, I call you, we apply the discount. Money in your pocket. There's nothing you have to do. So there's a value to your time, but there's also a sanity check to your time. And then lastly, you want some personal travel expertise. Again, great question, how long have I been in business? 2 months. Why do I say I've been planning my whole life for this? I spent 25 years of my life traveling the world. I've been or lived in 28 countries. Chances are, not always, but chances are that if you want to go somewhere, I've been there, I have personal experience there, and I can talk in that first person about walking the streets of Barcelona, finding that great restaurant in Paris. Oh, you want to do something unique in Machu Picchu? We can talk about that. And if I haven't been, then I have a network of folks who can help me. So that's why I refer to me, right? This is, yes?
1 minute. Sorry.
1 minute, perfect. Because I want to shift gears a little bit. So I've been working with Olivia and Holly, and I'm drawing a blank on your name.
You already said Olivia and Holly.
Thank you. Holly and Elizabeth, yeah. And net is, how about we get away? Let's embrace winter. In 2027, let's go away. As a group, as Empire, let's take a vacation together. Let's take a Caribbean cruise and get away for the winter. And so the way that works, it's called an affinity group. Cruise lines love this. And what it does is it gives you a refundable reduced deposit, right? Again, we're talking about February 2027, so you make a deposit now, your final payment's November, December. You get onboard credits anywhere from 100 to 200 bucks, and right off the bat, you save 15%. So the events coordinating team, we're gonna get in touch with you, we're gonna try to plan this out and get some details, but let's do it. Thank you much.